Hi there, I'm Daniel from ByTheBrush Miniatures, and today I'll be showing you how you can paint exposed muscle tissue for your miniatures. So this is an example of an end result for this technique. So if you follow with this tutorial, the end product will look something like this. So if that's what you're looking for, then you've come to the right place. So for this video, you'll need 5 paints in particular: Citadel Contrast Volupus Pink, Citadel Contrast Medium, Citadel Carroburg Crimson, Citadel Hardcoat, and you'll also need Citadel Lamium Medium as well. So they're the 5 paints that you're going to need in particular. So here I've got a unpainted model with, as you can see here, some exposed muscle tissue, and this is where I'm going to be showing you the technique. So here I've got an unpainted miniature with, as you can see, some exposed muscle tissue, and that's where I'm going to be showing you today's technique with. So for the first step, you're going to need Volupus Pink and Contrast Medium. Give them both a nice shake. So just get some Volupus Pink on your brush and just put it on your palette like this. You probably want a bit more than that. There, that's good. And then you're going to want to use the contrast medium, but remember to wash your brushes thoroughly before mixing paint and in between using each paint, just so that you don't contaminate your paints and make it so that one or the other is now permanently the colour that you've mixed. So now you want to get the contrast medium, get about just as much as the Volupus Pink that you had before, and I did add a bit extra Volupus Pink to my palette, so I'm going to add a bit extra contrast medium as well. And there, then it should look something like that on your palette. And also next to it, this is also actually the same from when I was painting the model that I used in the example before, so that's about right. So then, it's also, by the way, best if the model is primed in grey cere. So you're just going to want to put this all over the area that you want to be painted in this colour. And if you need any more paint, because I didn't mix too much before, just don't be afraid to put some more down on your palette and then just get some extra of the mixture, just if you feel like you're not getting good coverage, or if, for example, like what I've had occur, the paint just isn't enough and you need more. And remember when mixing your paints to, especially with either contrast or Lamium medium, it's about finding a balance. So there, that's about what I want, because as you can see, the example piece is very similar, if not the exact same, which is what you're aiming for. Slight divergences don't really matter, especially from model to model. So then, once you've mixed an extra bit, if you need it, just continue to add it onto the model. So once that's dry, the next step is just to do a nice wash of Citadel Carroburg Crimson. So just make sure you give it a nice shake and get a nice amount on your brush, not too much though. So what this will do is it won't actually change the pigment of it at all. As you can see here, that is a very similar, if not the same colour to the other side where I haven't done it yet. But what it'll do is it'll just add depth to the area, and it's a much more subtle effect than what I use Carroburg Crimson for a lot of the time, because Carroburg Crimson's a very strong wash, one of the stronger ones that sit on the Citadel range, but as you can see, it's a very subtle effect once you've covered it over the whole thing, but it just adds some nice depth and overall pulls it together. So we've just got one step to do after this. So once the Carroburg Crimson is fully dried, you're going to want to get Hardcoat and Lamium Medium, give them both a nice shake, and then you're going to want to get double as much Lamium Medium as Hardcoat, just put it on the palette. So here's the hard coat. Make sure that you wash your brush in between mixing. Then you're going to want double the amount of lamy medium to hard coat. It's all about finding that balance. I know it's hard to see on the palette, but that's because these are both transparent paints. But just on your own palette, you'll definitely be able to see it just fine. So then you're just going to want to cover the whole thing with the mixture, and it'll just give it a nice finish without being glossy, but also not matte. And I haven't mixed nearly enough of this. Same thing with the pink from earlier. If you need more, don't be afraid to just mix another batch of it. Just keep the ratio the same. 2 lamy and medium, 1 hard coat. Plenty on the palette. I'm going to get out the lamy and medium. And you can already see the effect taking place a little bit around there. Just gives it a bit of organic shine. But I wouldn't say shine. It's more of a shimmer, which are similar things, but it's very subtle. It's similar to the Caribou Crimson, but the effect is completely different to it. Just make sure you've got it all over, but don't have it too much, because if it's too much, then the effect might become a bit overwhelming. But yeah, that's it. So, and once that's dried, you are finished with the muscle tissue, and as you can see, looks very, very similar. Well, not just similar, it's just the same as the example I gave at the beginning of the video. So if you found this helpful, then please do consider subscribing, and if you want to support We're Elsewhere, please consider checking out our Patreons and Instagrams, where you'll be able to see our work, including some things I showed you in this video. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.